Hi, I'm David Terrar and welcome to our live stream news and interview show, Cloud Industry Forum presents TWF. I'm talking to you here in the Mixed Reality Disruptive Live Studios. I'm the CEO of Cloud Industry Forum, which is a not-for-profit membership-driven trade body that champions and helps accelerate the adoption of cloud technology and services. We've got members like Lenovo and Acronis and Broadcom and Hewlett-Packard Enterprise and Multisclure and Softworks and the like. If you want to find out more, we're at cloudindustryforum.org. This show goes live every Monday at 10 o'clock. Each week we start with some technology stories that have sparked your interest, and then we have a guest to interview. They might be one of our members explaining what they do. It could be a book author, it could be an industry expert, it could be someone with a cool new approach. Today, it's someone with a cool new product, but we'll get into that a bit later. From now on, we're on the lookout for speakers to come and contribute to the show. So, this is a secure and trusted cloud technology related space, which we'd like you to come and work with us and talk to us about. You can put comments in the LinkedIn page here. You can email us at info@cloudindustryforum.org. I'm at DT on X. I'm David_Terrar on Threads. My surname is Terrar. It's a bit unusual, so I'm very easy to find on the web. Please get in touch. So to the news. The news that caught my attention this last week was actually triggered by a BBC item about Baidu, China's leading online search provider, releasing a ChatGPT-like chatbot called Ernie Bot. I've totally forgotten what Ernie stands for, but it's an acronym of some kind. And they released it to the public, which I found very intriguing. And so digging around a little deeper on Reuters, I see that actually approvals were anticipated after the Beijing government passed some new generative AI rules. And apparently Chinese media says there are 11 firms that have actually received government approval. And actually 4 of those released products in this last week. So as well as Baidu, SenseTime, Baichuan Intelligent Technology, and Zhipu AI all launched their generative AI products as well. Now, AI has been a big topic for 10 months since November last year. We've had consistent news and excitement and speculation and pessimism around the generative AI topic and large language models. Obviously triggered by the release and the incredibly fast take-up of OpenAI's ChatGPT back in November. We've seen how these products can generate text from available data in amazingly creative ways, translate stuff into different languages, generate all sorts of different kinds of creative content, write songs, create images, compile reports, proposals, marketing plans, help answer all sorts of questions in amazingly quick time. We've also seen how these tools conform to the kind of garbage in, garbage out rules, where they're only as good as the training data they're given. And there's an awful lot of fake and inaccurate data out there on the web, along with the good stuff. Many of us have seen answers from ChatGPT that without specific trusted data have just made stuff up. So ChatGPT is the one that's had the most airtime. But it's actually one of 4 products that are more prominent than the others there are in the marketplace. So let's talk about the others a bit. Bard is built on Google's large language model, LLM. That's called Language Model for Dialogue Applications, or Lambda. Like ChatGPT, it can create all sorts of content, from business reports to poems to songs. And it seems to be a bit behind in the development curve because it doesn't quite generate as complete answers as OpenAI's alternative yet. I actually think the Bing search engine is actually underrated, and Bing AI is built on top of it. It's Microsoft's. It's using Turing NLG, their large language model, and once again, it can be incredibly creative and give you answers and provide links to the sources that it uses as well, which is interesting. Once again, maybe not as comprehensive as ChatGPT yet. And then the last of the 4 that I'm going to talk about is Claude AI, which is built on Anthropic's constitutional AI. Now, their website says Anthropic is an AI safety and research company. They say they build reliable, interpretable, and steerable AI systems, which is how they differentiate themselves from the others. So they train Claude on a diverse data set with feedback from humans, from us, from the users. So the answers combine helpfulness with honesty and reliability and safety. So I can see where they're going. I think that bodes well for Claude's answers, and the platform seems to be more customizable and allows users to actually tune their responses to specific needs. But again, it doesn't seem quite as powerful as ChatGPT or Bard yet. So those four have been the most talked about generative AI options so far. But as we've just heard, last week another technology superpower has stepped into the room with 4 new players in the game. And that means that attention on the AI topic will just continue unabated, which makes sense to me, because I believe that AI and this kind of generative AI is a key building block in the technology shift that we are all experiencing now. Whether we call it Web 3 or Web 3.0 or the third wave of the internet, it doesn't really matter. But we are moving into a more automated, more mixed reality, more immersive, more connected, more automated web with voice control and gesture and eye tracking adding to the way that we interact with technology. And all of that is underpinned by secure and trusted cloud technology and access to secure and trusted and, importantly, unbiased data. So my advice, if you haven't started playing with this or using generative AI tools, I recommend you do. If your organization isn't figuring out how this new intelligence can help both your customers and your own processes, I recommend that you catch up. And a big issue we should all be bringing to the top of mind is the provenance and the transparency of the data sources these tools are using to give us the answers and help us to do our jobs better. And that leads very nicely into today's guest and his cloud software, which is all about productivity and sensible deployment of AI and generative AI to actually help us do our jobs. Today's guest is someone who I met and started working with on websites and social media projects way back in the 2000s. One of the most fun projects that we worked on together was something called ION, the ICAEW online network. And ICAEW obviously stands for the Institute of Chartered Accountants of England and Wales. And that was kind of a platform that we created for them to give accountants and members of the network a blogging platform and a group messaging board space and collaboration and problem solving. At the time, it was incredibly innovative and obviously for the accountancy profession, very forward thinking. And in the 2008 Web 2.0 Strategies Conference, it won an award for the best new Web 2.0 initiative. So let me introduce George Athannassov. George, please introduce yourself and explain what you do now. Good, welcome, George.
Thank you. Well, hello. I'm George Athannassov. I'm CTO of TAVA Discovery. And at the moment, TAVA Discovery is a research platform that intelligently capture, interpret, interrogate, process, stores, and organize information and data. It is a one-stop cloud-based productivity tool that is used to find, organize, store, and extremely intelligently organize information. TAVA Discovery helps you locate the information that you might need for any type of research project. It also helps you organize any type of a processing around it. You can read it, you can bookmark it, you can tag it, and most importantly, ultimately, you can collaborate within a team environment and then share it. The platform also has AI algorithms that help you actually get the best out of any type of information while you keep the knowledge retention within your organization. We basically help knowledge and ideas grow and get validated. Thank you for the introduction, David.
Excellent stuff. Well, obviously we'll get further into that, and obviously the reason that we've invited George onto the show today is because it's a really cool product, and it is involved with something that we all do, and it's a great cloud products and very sensible deployment of artificial intelligence, as George just mentioned there. But before we get into that, you, like me, have been around in technology for a while. Tell me a bit about your journey into tech and what brought you to here.
Well, thank you. I'm first really thankful that you've been part of it for some time. But I started my tech journey in high school a long time ago, and after university, that type of a, how can I say, interest turned into a passion, and there was that constant urge there to to innovate and to create things within absolute vast universe of the software. Um, Through the years, we created financial and business management applications. We got some award here and there, just like the best award for the financial shareware product for the last century from CNET and similar ones. And you, David, were a part of in the beginning of this century, of all our efforts regarding social media, blogging, collaboration, and publishing platforms. Um, so that's how it started. I was also blessed to have to form a phenomenal team, which consists of phenomenal European geniuses, tech geniuses, um, and actually a portion of that team has been with me since before Google and the browser wars. And wow, that shows how old I am. I mean, sorry, how experienced I am.
They're based in Plovdiv in Bulgaria, but you're talking to me from
Correct.
from
Yes.
Colorado
Yes.
Springs in the
Also
States.
helps that. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. A phenomenal group of people. I would have not been where I am if it was not for them. I also have a very an extremely patient wife and family. And now with TAVA, um, I have joined forces with fantastic business and product development specialists across the pond. Where the original Brexit happened in 1776. So they are great too. So I have people and teams that work with me and make me where I am and what I am. So I'm very thankful for that. But that's my journey. It started a long time ago in 96, and that's where we are now, hoping to, more projects are ahead of us.
Excellent stuff. Now, you explained a bit about what TAVA Discovery does when you introduced yourself. Who's the product aimed at?
So that is actually an old passion and an endeavor for me and for the teams around me. The idea was that we were never satisfied with one side of the story, when I was single source or something that we cannot see, validate, and most importantly, organize in all our work regarding technology or any type of a business endeavor. So we designed TAVA Discovery to facilitate the life and the work of the knowledge workers. This actually is a quite large group of people spread across all industries around the globe. Globally, this is over 1 billion people. There are several type of knowledge workers inside. So when you say a knowledge worker, that's anyone that actually needs to research, analyze, corroborate, amass, gather, store information, and process it in certain ways. So it actually um, uh, um, uh, that's the information that they use for what they need to do as far as tasks and goals for their business. Um, so for example, two of the examples of the knowledge workers are research workers or learning workers. That's the type of workers that always need to keep up with the ever growing demand of the technology or any type of a business for that matter, unless you're learning, unless you know more and more and actually use that information within your business. Um, you can't really go ahead. So within these type of people that are usually really time processed individuals and professions. They know that they need a good productivity tool because they use their brains, their knowledge, their skills, and most importantly, the time allocated to do their jobs to actually use the knowledge they found, and create value for the organizations they work with and work for.
Excellent. Now, I identify with what you just explained there, because I know when I'm researching a topic I do loads of different searches. I have loads of tabs open on my browser with all sorts of different searches. I'm trying to figure out what's relevant, what I can use, what's important, what I should read more about, that kind of thing. What you've got with TAVA Discovery helps automate that kind of process that we all go through when we're trying to research a topic. Is that right?
Yes. So actually, it's a lot more. It's really a lot more than that. Uh, uh, but since you start for the search, we're not really just a search tool or a search piece that somehow can be connected. It can be compared to Google, Bing, or the other search alternatives for that. Yes, we do have a search component that goes through almost simultaneously and instantly through multiple sources, so you don't have to do all that thing that you explained with the tabs, which is really annoying and phenomenally time consuming. So what we do is just we take your interest, you take what you're researching, and you take the topics and ideas that you have about the jobs you need to do. So we cast a wider net into a multiple information sources, and then we get the data to you. So the data is already available for you extremely confidentially and privately. So uh, uh, the system outside your scope, anything that is used to track information or anything like that, track user behavior, cannot track you at all, because this is a TAVA service. And once you have there, you can annotate it, you can bookmark it, you can tag it. Our tagging system is superior to anything in the branch regarding information and data tagging. We have superior tools for drilling down or filtering through any type of data that is available within your account. Um, uh, so I said you can annotate it, you can snip it with keeping the proper reference point of where that information was taken or not. We have strict, IP guidelines where you can use information, but you have to annotate it. You can't just steal it like that. So you can organize the projects that you're working with properly. Most importantly, you can collaborate in a team environment. So you can actually benefit of the teamwork, because in our day and age, the type of a research is really connected to diversity, because a group of people work differently, they research differently based on sex, age, experience, education levels, and just uh, uh, global view on all the topics. Um, besides all that, after the information is gathered, we have our own and third-party AI algorithms, of course, all cloud-based, that actually can help you uh, within after you gather the information. So when you start collecting, and after it's been collected, you can do a ton of things with it, so you can build the research project that you're working with, um, and that what your task is. The most important thing is besides the AI algorithms that we have built and we're using on third-party system, a really important element is the so-called relevancy engine. The relevancy engine will learn, and TAVA in general will learn from everything that you as a user you're doing, from everything that collected information holds regarding this project, and uh, um, will learn from you and from the information. So so it can present the most relevant and most useful data for you based on what you're working. So our idea is that, and we have built a system like that, is that um, uh, what we want to do is help all our users when they start researching, when they start a project, when they start writing it and preparing, for whether it's a publication element or whether it's a report building, whatever that is, that they do, once they start, they don't really seek and find information, but the information finds them and pushes the most relevant element towards you. So, they can be as productive as possible, best use of their brains, of their knowledge, and on their time, so they can actually do more what they need to do rather than search and waste time.
This all sounds brilliant, but we're going to have to see it. So I know that when I'm doing a project, you call that a discovery. Yeah. So I have a discovery on a certain topic. I know that you've got a short 3 or 4 or 5 minute demo. Why don't we switch into that and you show us a few things so that we can kind of understand it better. I'll keep quiet for a bit and let you explain it.
So, David, yes, we talked about how I can show you a discovery, but I actually wanted to show how I do a live one, so you can so you can see the speed and the process of getting a research project going, and see how the mechanics are and what you can do with it. So I'm going to use the wizard for our system, and usually start with what you know about a certain project. And since I'm starting a brand new one, I'm going to use something about, obviously, cloud. So I'm going to use what I'm interested in, what I want to research for is cloud technology landscape, for example. I also want to know more about cloud infrastructure, or cloud technology frameworks, or in general any type of uh, explanation or knowledge about any type of a cloud technology. So explain cloud technology. So I have put some of the ideas, some of the things that I know, and it can be, of course, one or more topics and parameters that you're putting into the system. So the system will start communicate with you and start working with you. So I know those. Let's say I know only those 4 things here. I can use something that is called TAVA Suggest. So TAVA would go and within itself and within third-party AI algorithms will find some additional elements that you can see. For example, um, uh, introduction to what's cloud technology, in-depth explanation, or cloud technology overview. So those are the things that we are going to cast a wider net and see what we get, so we can get the information needed there. And those are the search sources that I am going to select. So Bing, Google, Wikipedia, Google Images there. So I'm going to move to the next step. So I would like to organize my discovery. This is a project within TAVA Discovery. So my discovery, I need to give it a name or a title. So I can directly type it here, or I can again use TAVA to suggest something for me based on what I'm already doing. So I like the first one, cloud technology overview. So at that moment, that's the input from the users that we need, and all they need to do is right here. So when I click next, TAVA starts working for you. Meanwhile, we are going to give the new users the ability to get to know TAVA a little. So it tells you that it's because this is not a search tool. This is actually a research platform that helps you organize information, process interrogated, annotated, works with you to build that specific information and knowledge piece in order to keep the knowledge retention within the company, share it, store it, publish it, anything. So we work a little differently. So we're giving some explanation what's happening here on the new users. So the next one is, what is a discovery? Those are, as I mentioned, those are our projects. So when you start a project, you have everything that you're searching or that you're interested in, the results that have been collected for you and processed, and the workspace where you actually write the information. The new discovery starts almost empty, and you'll see why it's almost. But from there, once you start getting the information, once you get the information processed, you can do bookmarks, snippets, annotation, or anything around it. And of course, you can write your own piece that the project is for. So this is how it's structured. Your discovery, and it has the workspace that searches the results. And of course, we also have additional elements. So there is a bit that is really missed by the researchers around the world, because the RSS feed, and we have quite a lot of those preset, but you can build your own. The RSS feed is information that is usually not once any type of information somewhere is published on a blog or a news site, that doesn't immediately go, unless it's a big news site, of course, doesn't immediately go to the search sources. So that left out a couple of weeks until it gets there, but we are actually tapping into that. So the workspaces contains of sections. Actually, those are chapters that you can write. Obviously, you can collaborate with other people, and you can process each section. Can hold, unlimited number of nodes. It can have bookmarks, snippets. You can attach documents, and obviously you can discuss anything around that with your teammate. Those are the searches. Everything that you've been searching. It tells you what the status is, what's being done regarding searches, and of course you can. We have something that is not really available anywhere. You can compare results. People don't really know that the information that Google has on a certain topic is almost completely different, between 75 and 90% difference regarding results between Google and Bing. So we are giving the opportunity for that information to be compared, so you can kind of get to know all the search sources and what type of information they deliver. And once the results are within the system, they are stored into your results page. And here it is. We have done the initial bid. So the project, the discovery is created, and actually TAVA works for you. We immediately actually create something we called a section that says that is called TAVA Suggest. So we have immediately interrogated our AI and components and modules, and made them create a really brief and quick summary for you. So when you're starting a project, you never start without any type of information. And I'm going to actually switch for a moment here and share the discovery that I have prepared for you. So this is how a discovery looks like after it's been worked on a little, and it has collected, processed information. So it consists of topics, of sections that hold information, and then here is the work of a team here. That the team that works on this discovery is three people. So they work here. They work in the section. They create nodes. They create snippets. They create bookmarks. Let me scroll down a little. See, those are the bookmarks. Each bookmark can be annotated, can be discussed with the team members. can be tagged. Snippets and everything that you do in the system has reference data, so you know exactly what where it has been taken from or used and timestamp together with the tags. Each section consists of these elements that you can actually build those chapters based on the needs and the topics around it. Here is the section with the here is the section uh, that shows what the searches are. So because it's a collaborative environment, all the people that are connected and that are assigned this task, they actually can do searches, and those searches can be performed at different times. We also have a specific element that is actually allows you to ever crawl that result. So let's say, please keep this and update that search or that information gathering, let's say for a certain period, whether it's a month or a week period or every 6 months. So you get that search renewed, updated, and you get notification if anything new has popped up. This is how the results in TAVA looked like. The results in TAVA is not really a link that the search engine sent you. We actually take bookmarks, links, or anything that information, any type of a source that's been sent to that's been obtained by TAVA, and we create the so-called TAVA result. The TAVA page, the TAVA result, is actually we go harvest the information from you, for you, from the initial source. We keep all the reference data, of course. We keep what was the keyword that was obtained, and anything connected to that result, including all the images that are associated with that. Uh, um, with that information, so it's available for further processing. Because, as I mentioned while I was introducing myself, TAVA is actually learning from all the information it gathers, from all the searches that are there, from anything and everything that the users do within the workspace, that they tag, make annotations, create snippets. It learns what is the most important element, so it can create that relevancy index that tells you how relevant a specific information piece is for the business, for the project that you're running. Um, Based on all that, and of course you can filter it. We have specific, we have superior filtering capabilities regarding the data that is here. You can pinpoint the specific information based on a search, based on a specific keyword, that you can exclude keywords, that you can do an exact match for a searching element. You can select date ranges within the data, and of course you can exclude specific URLs that you don't want information to be gathered from. Everything it is bubbling up towards what I mentioned, that what we really like to do is not spend time once you start your project, do your, the human brain to be used for actually processing that information. That's the most important thing. We do not want our users to spend time and waste time on finding the information. What we actually want is the information that is really relevant for users to be pushed towards them. So we have a section called TAVA Picks. This is a selection of the top elements inside the results that have the highest relevancy ranking regarding the topics and the project that you've been working on for some time. So the idea is the more you work on, the more you actually input as far as your knowledge, and you're creating topics, tagging elements, and you're creating searches, the more the relevancy algorithms, the relevancy engine knows what is best, what is the most relevant thing, so it can push it. So you don't have, in this case, so you don't have to read through 1400 results to see what is the best thing for you. You can do with that with 20, 25, 30 that will give you um, the best information you need to build your project. And if we can go back and see what actually happened with the project, with the discovery we just created. So this is the workspace that was created for you. We got some instructional elements on top, and of course this is a pinboard that you can work with. So in case you're not certain of something and it requires for you to pay attention to it a little later, but you found it interesting at the moment, you can put you can pin it here on the pinboard and then decide whether you want to unpin it from here or add it to a section that you have creating on the bottom you're working on. So let's see what's happening with the searches. So at the moment, the system is searching for you. We got a couple of searches that have been completed, and the system is searching constantly for these within the four sources that we have selected. So you can actually see and what, for example, what I mentioned, you can compare what Google and Bing brought to you, and you can see that how different it is. So, for example, this result is on position number 1 on Google, but it's on position number 2. But the information about this, obviously, Google and Bing have different ways of indexing and saving information. The information about this is different. And there is, look, you can see how many of those are not found in Google, and of course how different Google is to Bing, to Bing, and how different the results of Bing are compared to the Google. So when we are casting a wide net regarding this, you know that you get a better sense and a better vision of what's there and what's not. But other than that, see, now while I was doing that, one other search completed, and you can see the results that been brought up based on on the search parameters in the sources. Here is the information about this, but now this information that you see here, already 269 results, those are processed and available. When all the searches are completed and data is delivering, we're going to run the relevancy ranking in a moment. So you actually, it bubbles up, and everything that is actually useful and relevant to the project that you're creating. And that is, of course, using our AI algorithms. And here is what I said, that the TAVA result is different. So, cloud infrastructure is a search parameter, and the system obviously highlight anything that search parameters in there, so it can pinpoint your attention to the places that you want to do. From here, you can select, that's a snippet, you can snip results, you can suggest tags, so you can immediately tag this information, and then you can pinpoint it to any of the sections that you have created. You can also put a comment on it, but that's a TAVA result. And of course, you can search, let's say, strategy, and you can see where strategy is used for. So I have four places that the word strategy is used, and obviously the system highlights that that's there. And you can look at all the images that were associated with the system, with that specific page. So that actually gives you a visual representation of what this is about. So, so this is, and see, while I was taking that a few seconds to explain that to you, if I refresh, you're going to see that now 360 results. So it's bringing the information here, so you can see a couple of things that that you can do instead of, for example, this is a really big page. Look, it brought a lot of information. Instead of doing that, we have something called summarization. So you can summarize that that element and you can see um, what this page is about very quickly, within seconds, without having to read that. And that's available everywhere. So history of the cloud, uh, please, instead of reading that, instead of reading all that, please summarize it for me so I can see what this is for and what it does, what actually, whether that will be useful or not. So here it is, a very quick summarization. And actually you can do that with the discoveries, because we call something, you know, we use something called discovery brief. So if I get to that discovery that I was showing you, show me the discovery brief, and instantly it gives you that discovery brief that tells you what that is. You can regenerate it in case there is new information there, but it will tell you what's new and what's not immediately. So that was quickly. See the discovery that I just created. It's coming alive, and in a moment, so it's 378. When all the searches are finished and data is delivered, the relevancy ranking will be started and will be presented to you. So that is about it. I hope you liked it.
That looks fantastic, George. That's even better than I expected, because I know that you've got some new stuff that you showed that I haven't seen before, which is really cool. So people will want to know more. How do they find out about it? Can they try it out?
Yes, obviously, for the last 30 something years, there is public internet. We have a website. It's at tavadiscovery.com. And absolutely, they can register. The registration takes a couple of seconds. We only require an email and a password, so you can start and register. Other than that, there is a 30-day fully functional, only time-limited trial that they can start on and just knock yourself out. It's right there for you.
Excellent. Now, you've just launched the product, so what kind of things have you got in terms of the roadmap and where you're going in the future?
Well, I'll take, first, that I'm not the best marketing person, so I'm going to talk about the kind of the needs, not only for the company, but for the technical part. And of course, the future goals and plans for the company are way more than that. But my portion, my bit is that, the goal, the simple goal, that's very simple. So robots product to get the job done, that really gets the job done and sells a lot. So that's the overall goal for us at the moment. But then we need to, the first thing is, as you know, AI is kind of a pain point at the moment. There is a lot of controversy regarding whether what AI produces is correct, not, and how we can validate it. Actually, TAVA is very good at validating any type the AI brings to you, because we are actually using facts and methods to support or debunk anything that the AI brings. So the first thing is how we can improve the work of our AI components and the work of the third-party AI components that we're using. The next immediate one is, because at the moment we're using about 10 external sources to actually gather the information. The a probably an ongoing job for the next several years will be to add additional sources, both public and behind subscription services like Bloomberg or Reuters. So adding additional services will be additional search sources and services will be one of the main tasks. Another goal is to integrate with other business platforms and applications, include specific for different businesses, for different industries, like Salesforce, any other type of CRMs like that. The implementations that we have seen immediately, and some of our initial users connected to legal, HR, medical research platform, any type of sales automation as well. We need to improve the collaboration and the project management capabilities at the moment. Obviously, we have the collaborative environment, task management, and around that, so business project management around the tasks and the jobs regarding reports. The next one is proper publishing of the artifacts created by the system. We have ideas about the templating that, different type and formats, integrating with specific industries regarding creating a custom solution that is specific for their businesses, and the ever lasting, the most difficult task is to create simple and usable application. That for us for so many years now has proved to be the absolutely the most difficult difficult tasks, how we can create a simple, easy to use application that is very and quite function rich. So actually that will be probably the biggest task we have for the years to come.
Excellent. You've got a hell of a future there in terms of stuff you're planning to do. So I'm delighted with that. I think the whole product's been fantastic. Been great talking to you, George. I think this is exactly the kind of intelligent assistant that people need in all sorts of different jobs and knowledge worker kind of environments. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much, David.
So that's been today's show. Thank you for watching. We'd love to have maybe your product on the show. Please make contact, like I said before, comments in the LinkedIn page, email us at info@cloudindustryforum.org. We'd love to have you on the show. I hope you enjoyed this one. We are out at 10 o'clock on Mondays. Hope to see you again soon. Thank you.